Morning, everybody. Another beautiful morning. We got to do a little seed shuffling around, fill the planters, fill the seed wagon. It did rain last night, so we might have to let the ground dry just a touch, and then we can get to planting. Come along for the ride. First job this morning is we need to move some stuff out of the barn because I have to fill the planters, which I think they're, yeah, you can see kind of a line right here of the seed, so it's about right here, so they're about half full. But I need to top that off. I can plant about 60 acres with this planter when it's full. And I've got about 80 acres worth of fields that are ready to be planted. So we need to leave the farm with this full so we can start planting. When I get done with the big field, then I'll top the tank off and then go plant the other two little fields. The seed wagon, which is back there in the corner right now, that's getting low, so I need to refill the seed wagon. But the issue I have is I do not have the capabilities to lift these white bags high enough to dump into the seed wagon. So what I do is I lift them up, empty them into one of these totes that is empty, and then that way you can pick up the tote from the bottom, lift it up, and dump that into the seed wagon. So like I said, it's some seed shuffling. These six totes here are empty. Those three there are full, and it takes about 5 to 6 totes to fill the planters, or fill the seed wagon, I'm sorry. So basically this whole line of bags has to go into totes in order for me to put them in that wagon. So yeah, when I say it's some seed shuffling, it's some seed shuffling. But I'm going to get working on that because it rained last night a little bit, so the ground's just moist enough that I cannot get it and plant right away. So now that I have a little break, I can do the seed shuffle while the ground's drying out. That way when the ground's dry, I can get rolling. I want to show you guys this. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, but I've never physically taken the time to do it. So now I've done it. I took a paint marker and labeled each one of my rows. This way, when I have a blockage go off, the monitor in the cab tells me what row is blocked. Well, in the past, let's say row 33 is blocked. I'm like, okay, there's 48 rows here. So now I gotta go through and count the rows because the back rake is odd numbers and the front rake is even numbers. So I gotta sit there and do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1, 3, 6, you know, so on and so forth. Now I can walk back here and go, oh, look at there. Row 33 is plugged. Boom. It's just more efficient this way. I know I can sit there and count, I get it, but this way I can walk out and just say, oh, row 37 on the monitor's plugged. I can walk out, look, oh, there's row 37, and I can get the blockage out. So taking the 5 minutes to do that will save me a lot of time in the future sitting there counting which row is what. I got to share with you my oopsie. So the skid steer is a universal tool here on the farm. We put the forks on it, we move equipment around. Case in point, it's hooked. We're moving the wagon around with it right now. We move the seed bulks around with it. We move the totes of chemical around with it. We move all kinds of stuff around with the skid steer. We do a little grading around the barnyard. 9 times out of 10, this skid steer never leaves the barn. It's always here. It's always right here. We always grab it to do something with it. We drive it daily because we're moving crap around with it. It gets a lot of turn it on, move something, turn it off. Turn it on, move something, shut it off. It's a lot of on-off little use. Never even thought about it. I jumped in it today, fired it up, I hooked it up to this wagon, I started pulling it back here, and as I was pulling it back, I got it right about here, and all of a sudden it started hiccuping and chugging. It's like, what the heck? So I stopped and I shut the thing off, and I glanced up, and the fuel gauge was on empty. I'm like, guess that's something we should have checked, huh? So luckily, where I shut it off at was right by the fuel tanks. So just thought I'd share my little oopsie with you. I managed to get all the seed moved around, the seed wagon filled up and everything. I was actually going to do it in fast forward, but the battery would have died on me because that was like 2.5 to 3 hours of me messing around. So I'm going to show you this. I painted these fenders for my buddy, I think 2 years ago, and I still love them. They're sharp. I love the metal flake in that thing. Really looks good. So, sun's out in full force. There's a little breeze, so the ground's drying really quick. I'm gonna jump in the pickup. I'm gonna go check the fields, and if the fields are dry enough, I'm gonna start planting. Someone took a half a day off of work because she's got a doctor's appointment and decided to ride there. Must be nice. She's dry enough. I can tell just by looking at it. Alright, we're going to take the seed wagon over there, drop it off, go back, get the planters, and go plant this thing. We got 60 acres here to plant, 10-acre field over there, another 10-acre field over there. So once these 3 fields are planted and done, Genesee County's done. We'll move to Livingston County. Let's get her done. I had to get some go-go juice in the tractor, so I figured while it's filling up, I'll take the opportunity to eat my sandwich. There's one little blop of rain in the entire state, and I bet you can't guess where it's at. There's a plane coming in for a landing. In case you didn't know, we're by an airport. I'm starting to get a few sprinkles on the window. Oh well. By the way, being the airport is just on the other side of those woods back there. That's like the #1 reason why I can't launch the drone up and take drone footage here in this field. This field is a big field and it's got long runs on it. It actually would be a great field to do the drone footage in. But because the airport's right there and you saw how low the plane was, they tend to frown on that. This is where you guys are going to think I'm crazy. You see the dots on the windshield of the raindrops? That drives me nuts. I don't know if it's OCD or what, but that drives me nuts. I want to turn the wiper on and clear it off, but I know because all the dust and dirt all over the windshields and the windows and the tractor and everything, the minute I turn that on, it's going to smear and I can't see. So I'm conflicted. Do I turn the wiper on and make the windshield dirty and that drive me nuts, or do I just deal with the drops and have that drive me nuts? Wow, that wind is really ripping out there. I might have to turn the volume down on that last clip just because of the noise. Well, I pushed through. Genesee County is officially done planting, so now I need to move everything down to Oakland County starting tomorrow. From what I understand, Oakland County is a little on the wetter side, but I guess I'm gonna have to go down there and find some dry dirt first. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. I've got kind of a pounding headache. I gotta go home and take some aspirin and edit this video and eat dinner and so on and so forth. So you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow.